afternoon. Today I get to speak to you about a friend. It was an unlikely friendship between Robert and I. There was a massive age difference. But today we've gathered here with heavy hearts, but we also have a deep gratitude toward him. And that is very obvious by the looks of this crowd and how many people are in here. It is an honor to speak about a man whose whole life he quietly, faithfully touched so many people. So many people are known from the people who they work with or alongside. Robert was known by God for the way that he walked with him. And many people for many generations will continue to know who Christ is because of Robert. Yes, Robert was hired by my grandfather, Billy Graham. He continued to stay on working with my father, Franklin Graham. I have to give him a lot of credit for training my brother Will how to speak at crusades. My very first speaking engagement that I ever had was here in India. I had no idea I was coming here to speak. He told me I had to speak. I said, Robert, I've never spoken in front of anybody in my life. He pushed someone out of the seat on the airplane beside me, sat beside me, and helped me write my first sermon on an airplane ride. I'll never forget him. He was somebody special from that moment forward. But what stands out the most is not the greatness of the ministry that he supported. It was the faithfulness of a man who showed up every day to serve, to love, and to honor God in whatever role God gave him. I cannot speak personally about Robert, but even through Robert, I came very different generations that we share deep relationship. We've never made an age barrier a issue between us. He called me right after his last speaking engagement on Christmas Eve in the U.S. It was Christmas Day here. I happened to be sharing the day with my father, and I put Robert on the phone with my father, and I let them talk. Within 5 minutes, they had already made up another time for a meeting arrangement. They were going to Cambodia together. That's where I'm supposed to be now. I'll never forget his excitement and always about going somewhere new, something different. I especially will miss him always telling me, no, 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 no. With his hands crossed, a big smile on his face, laughing at something stupid we were getting ready to do, making something funny that he didn't think was very funny. But he did it with love. He did it with wisdom and being wise. He guided me when I needed to be guided. Robert understood something simple and powerful. That is the real measure of what life isn't found on the stage, but at a table. He was found being a devoted husband. He was a steady father, a loving grandfather, and he was joyful about being a great grandfather. I remember teasing him. I said, I guess you're old now when you have great grandchildren. And he said, lucky you'll live that long one day, Roy. His family was not separated from his faith. It was in a place where his faith lived. His legacy isn't only in the people who he helped reach for Christ, but it's the generations who will watch him live like Christ. The scriptures tell us, "Well done, great and faithful servant." I can't think of a better verse in the whole Bible than I can think of for Robert. He did finish the task. He finished the race. To Robert's family, you did not just share him with the world. You were his great ministry. He loved to pour into you. He loved to continue to speak about you day after day when I was talking to him. You will not see the fullness of what your father, grandfather, great-grandfather really has done until you get to heaven. And when God blows the final trumpet, you will one day see the crowns that'll be thrown, that he'll be able to throw at the feet of Jesus. It is my honor, not only with my words, but to live a kind life that he showed us. Lives that are marked by faith, humility, and love. May God grant great comfort, peace, and hope to all who are mourning him. As I close, I want to speak about I'd like to speak not just about a man in this world, but about a friend I knew. Robert didn't just work at our ministry. He was the last evangelist that my grandfather hired that is still working or still alive. I say still alive. He came to work for our ministry before I was born. I wasn't even born yet when he showed up. That's almost 50, that'd have been 49 years this year. The man served one faithful ministry. Robert prayed for me and my family by name. Every time I called, he would ask about every one of my children. And I've always wondered how many people he did that for. I'll never know. That is the kind of friend he was. He was steady, faithful, and quiet. And I believe, and with all my heart, that some hands folded in prayer so many times that he lifted up his praises to the Lord God Almighty. Robert, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for praying for me. And thank you for caring how you prayed for me all those years when I was struggling. God bless you, and thank you.